You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and the time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the... When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her act. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt...
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in... Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's... This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbingers. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. It's about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. Swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing with it and close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit you've seen this world. You of all people should know. And it should have been expected. Well done. I'll be taking more access to Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you? Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis.
That's what we've been trying to tell you!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could... You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eye. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers. As such,
backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. For the weak, the truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath...
A god?
Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god would be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils... Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been...
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our... With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archons, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that... Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of... Did we make it in time?
What are you doing?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pin...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. Which is why we must stop that monster before...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against... So will the power of the Chising, Millilith...
We've already discussed this together, and...
What? Wait, all of you were...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qi Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista, and as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms?
I suppose this is one blessing from... So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that. We haven't a moment to spare. Yep.
Then fight with all your might. I
too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Loki's holding up right.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've stabbed him.
Shine.
The moon.
Nothing worse to come, right?
Witness mount.
Look at me. Just...
The Fatui's numbers are thinning.
Quite odd number. What is this level? The Adepti deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what. I have another idea. What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber. What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand.
Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retain. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of it. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued... It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with... Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the... Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead...
Are you questioning our means of protect...
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be...
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared...
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equal. I also thought to tell him how the but I dared not speak.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars.
Though your point is the very height of as Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by...
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and eat...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the...
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly although I am a mere mortal soldier.
Huh? Why does everybody...
Weren't you frightened?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong... When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty... Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able...
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh.
You see, This is where the country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer, although their blood is weak. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of...
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this.
Seems like the Adepti have...
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of deep.
Yes, one understands what... One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Lee... Fair enough. Await...
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was of... Oh, right! Child wanted to unleash the but we were able to handle the over... Oh, and speaking of that, don't we Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of party that we're organizing? No idea where Young Lee's going. Let's ask for him at Genshin Funeral Parlor. Step on up!
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wang...
We've come to see Zhongli.
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Bank... Last time we saw Zhongli was before... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on... We had better go and make sure that...
Impressive vanity.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves...
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements. And our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit...
Paimon knew that we should should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's... The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually,
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
What in the world are you talking?
The contract is fulfilled. That which...
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait. That's an
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsarits.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue, together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even made efforts to understand the hearts of the people. Credit is also due to Senora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this journey, Traveler. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, They seized the opportunity to supplant Leo as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Leo.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
What about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liyue, would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts As for the bargaining chip that the Tsar... Uncover that answer for your...
Paimon can't absorb so much information so Zhongli...
One of the clauses of our contract...
You're... Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting...
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was the...
Fatui?
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights...
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been too...
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person... Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such...
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no...
Hear ye all! The chief, though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, gods and adepti live rumors and hearsay abound, having been thwarted in his trial. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a... So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot. Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh. Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are there speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything?
Huh? Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking...
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes... Name your price.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made.
Why, you... Were you just trying to look cool earlier? If you were looking for someone, you could have...
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the right?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, and here you are looking all...
Why would I... Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya Kia.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout.
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk... When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must...
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society.
Well, we were only spending Fatui. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could. I will treasure the memories that I made as... That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No...
Paimon thinks that we should make a move.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. Yes, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too
Paimon thinks we've...
That is the case. And since Raiden is also...
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then,
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention. What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please. Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
The rite of parting? Did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see. Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
The rite of parting? Did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting. Have you heard?
The rite of parting? Did something terrible happen again?
Have you heard? The rite of parting.
Traveler, please, over here. It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly? Is that so? Apart from your own skills, reliable teammates are also indispensable when adventuring. Another person to count on is always good after all. But recruiting such dependable companions is no easy matter, is it?
Yep, and it's even harder to get a guide as good as Paimon.
Ah, yes. I do have some information that may be of help to you. Let me consult our records. Ah, there it is. There's been a certain blonde
Blonde. Dress is all funny. It feels like Paimon's heard this one before. Wait, do you mean... does that stranger's face look...
Like the honorary knights? No, they couldn't look more different.
Seriously? How does this have any...
That stranger declined the guild's invitation, so I can't say that I know anything about the... Nonetheless, you can look for him if you're interested. Perhaps he might accept your commission instead. After all, it is not uncommon for some adventurers to not want to be limited by the guild, but be happy to accept a fellow adventurer's requests. And should the stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey. Please don't talk down on yourself like that. You are the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius, after all. Your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bards in the city, even now. Well, as to further news about him, you may want to ask Mr. Lawrence. He stands guard at the city gate, so he may know something about that stranger. I wish you every success, adventurer.
Mystery still fills me.
Honorary knight. Is something the matter? A stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. Oh yeah, I remember seeing someone like that. A blonde stranger dressed in unusual garb. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious. So I decided to keep an eye on him for a while. I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed our outrider to pursue him by air. As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some suspicious, unusual-looking person.
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more seriously.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation... Anyways... Oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before... You should go ask him.
What? You need something? Here, I remember him. You can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's...
Angels share? Well, Master Diluc... Anyway, let's go to the angel...
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde?
That I have. He comes here every night. He even sometimes mixes his own drinks. I don't know anything else about him, but from his selections and
what's Master?
Why, I just gave it to you.
Investigating everything?
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to go to the second. Ah, welcome, sir.
He's really here? Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler, you say? Well, that's as good.
So...
That little one beside you.
That's not true!
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some... Sure.
He was so cold just a...
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora. The 500 is a one-time fee. And that's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind...
Ah, thank you. Now as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them. The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong. I only wish to know what your choices are. Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that... Animo Archon. I know everything. Well, answer the question. Is that your answer? Question. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts, of which the stipulations are still unknown. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity? So that's your answer? Now for my final question. This world has people. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods? So, this is your answer. It seems that you're different from her. I'll take that 500 mora. And now, that said, I only take... Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling. Well, those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws. I have come to Mondstadt this time.
An abyss?
An even more twisted abyssal being. One that commands the Abyss.
Oh, that's right! We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all!
There's some reason behind. It's possible that they may have...
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking...
That manner. Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? According to the leads I have on hand, let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your This abandoned temple does bear some marks of the Abyss. the falcon of the West. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately does naught but hover under the light of the gods. Oh, it's nothing. It's not far now.
Paimon wonders what the Abyss Heralds look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
Witness my wrath. Overruled.
Just a few Abyss Mages? Seems like that hair... The Abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. It is a morass of inconceivable madness that encroaches upon this... That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, and the creatures of the Abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow of a world ruled by the Archons.
You seem to know a lot about the Abyss, Dame.
Well, we do have some history. I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should head to Wolvendom. Judging by the traces I'm following, their next appearance may be within the territory of that old wolf. Perhaps we may find our Abyss Herald there.